Hey guys, welcome to FazRadio. Today we have a special guest. His name is Hotto.
Hey, FazRadio coming at you live. Not really, we're recording this one. Hotto is a very, very special guest. Hotto has been involved in developing quite a bit. He's going to tell you all about it. His latest project is Fanscope. Hotto, welcome.
Hey, everyone. Great to be here.
You are on the other side of the world. I definitely appreciate you making the time for us. Coordinating these times was kind of rough. It even crosses the date line, right?
It does. On one side, it does, yeah. For you, it's actually the evening on the previous day. That's right.
What do people need to know about Hotto? Who the heck is Hotto?
Who the hell is Hotto? Yeah. So first of all, the name Hottoshotto, we have to start from there, right? So the name came from really the PlayStation nickname, alias, right? So back then, I liked a lot of, movies, especially the parody ones. So you must have seen Top Gun, and there was a movie called Hotshotto, right? And the O part came from making the name a bit more Japanese. Back then, I was playing a lot of raids on Destiny, so gaming, and I heard these guys saying we need somebody that's Japanese. Japanese gamers are always better. So I went from Hotshot to Hottoshotto to make it more Japanese, so that they would let me in those raids, because it was pretty competitive to get in. So that's how the whole name started. But for me, I've always been loving technology, maybe an early adopter, but when, you can play with stuff, when it gets, physical a little bit, I like to get my hands dirty. So, I worked in technology for many years, and I went through all the steps really from, databases, data, CRM. I did many years around CRM. Worked at big companies in financial services, started eventually, algorithmic trading on cryptocurrencies. I think it was 2013. I always like to get my hands dirty. I haven't done much programming, in a career, but somehow it always, pulls me back. So I started, learning Python for algo trading and AI, and also React for developing, websites. Now, after I left the corporate world, I started my own agency, and I started doing projects for clients, and it led me back to sort of comfortable places, sort of building dashboards, collecting data, and building basically analytics front end. At the same time, I got involved in some gaming and cryptocurrency project, blockchain, so Axie Infinity. Crypto Blades, I think, was the first one, but that one didn't last very long. And then also, Gala, I got some nodes. I did a big project for a client around collecting leasing prices for cars. Very complicated project with a lot of dimensions, a lot of data and processing. But I learned a lot on that project, and eventually I decided, well, this is really cool. Like on Gala Music, there's a lot of that similar data. What if I start collecting that data every day, build history over time, and put that in a really nice dashboard so people can track and measure the performance of the music they're getting? Because there's a lot of variables that go in there. And I really like that, a lot of the learnings from the project I just did for a client, I could apply, right into helping the community and provide tools in there. It led also to participating into a project to build GalaChain, a chain explorer. That took a few weeks to build. It was a lot of fun. It was probably a very large data set, pretty hard to maintain. And then finally, as I was learning more and more about this technology, and obviously I wanted to integrate blockchain in those, I started developing Fanscope.
Okay, so Fanscope is the newest project. What is it?
Yeah, Fanscope is a platform where we're looking to provide a home for creators. So we looked at the landscape around, and we think creators really need a platform where they can get discovered easier. So first of all, you need them to have a profile so they can have their links and their latest content. And it's a little bit like early in the internet where, Shopify or having a Twitter handle. So we want creators to find in Fanscope a home so they can showcase their content and eventually build upon the features of the platform to have a store, to have an NFT collection, and really engage with their fans in a more direct way.
So when you say creator, is that, are you focusing on like YouTube people, or who are the people that you consider what is a creator?
I think there's a pretty broad definition in Fanscope about what is a creator, all the way from music to influencers. Could be somebody writing code. Hottoshotto is a creator. Could be FazRadio. You guys are, building content and community, and you do need discoverability of the great things that you are, doing. I would stretch it all the way to brands. Brands are a creator. They create a lot of great content in the form of products, advertising, and they all have a great story to share. Now, obviously, some big brands would be difficult to bring on Fanscope, but I think emerging artists, creators on YouTube, influencers are definitely within the focus of Fanscope.
Why now? I mean, I've gone through the white paper. I've looked at the site. Oh, your update is fantastic, by the way. I like the new look. All of a sudden.
Look, I think, first of all, Fanscope was created in 2015, okay? Back then, the first version of the project was hot or cold for brands. So think of Tinder, where you have hundreds of the most known brands, and you swipe left and right for hot and cold. That data we collect builds a profile on your affinity to brands. There's all sorts of content we could generate. The project didn't go very far for many reasons. The first one I would say is I hired an agency to do it. I was full-time working. And when I got the code, I'm like, okay, what do I do with it? And seriously, I'm going to have to pay you guys for every change I want to make. That's why I learned coding, by the way, so I can do everything myself.
That's good, actually. That's very good. Excellent.
I pivoted Fanscope many times, and I think it's going to pivot again. So from brands, going into creators and focusing on emerging creators and YouTube influencers, I think was a great way to relaunch the project. I think also, I wanted to show that such technology is affordable and available today. There's a lot of tools, OpenSea as a marketplace, NFT creation, managing tokens, supply economics, and so on. All of those things which are, really complicated in the detail, there's platforms there available to help you do exactly that. So we manage the difficulty a little bit like a Wix would do for a website. You have domain, you can drag and drop. With Fanscope, you can be a Linktree, you can be a Shopify, and you can have everything on the blockchain integrated. So what does that mean in more detail, right? So let's take payments, for example. You are in a Web2 project, a payment would generally be collected by the platform. And then every 30 days or at the end of the month, be delivered to the user. With Fanscope, what we did is using industry standard project contracts, so ERC 20, ERC 721, 1155 for NFTs, and we set up all the contracts so that the royalties, the commission, everything is paid instantly. So when a user, a fan, will buy something on Fanscope from a creator, all the payments are processed instantly, and the creator can check their wallet and they have received the money. There's no batch that we need to do at the end of the month, no reconciliation that we need to do, and so on. So I think those technologies are very timely now. We want to disintermediate all of that ecosystem, both from a platform and creator relationship, but also from a fan and creator relationship. I think the time is good because there's been a lot of experimentation on other platforms. We believe with Fanscope, we can run the project at scale, and we can run it in a fair way for creators, with the platform really taking a commission on volume. That's also really important. So we're in the middle. If Fanscope is a success, we make a commission, a little bit like a centralized exchange that takes a fee on the trades, right? We're not selling upfront for liquidity pools, for example.
So you're just managing everything about what a creator does then, right? So you go right onto the site and you just set them up with everything they need?
Yeah, at the moment we set them up, that's right. So we scan the web for their links, their bio. They fill in a form with initial information, but we do the work. So we find their links, their socials. We cut the images. We do everything in the back end for them. We're working on a bit more of a better onboarding so that it's a bit more autonomous. But yeah, we basically build something close to a link tree, if you will.
What is the attraction to the creators? Why should a creator come to Fanscope? What are the benefits and the features that creators can get by being on the platform?
Yeah, great question. So I think the first one is discoverability in a community that is like-minded, right? We know from who we hang out on communities like Discord, right? Faz or Gala or Web3 or gaming or others. We have always been fascinated by all the people that I've met in there. So some really smart people, great conversations. I like sometimes that we push our opinions, and I think that's really great. So what you'll find on Fanscope is an extension of that, and within there, I think there's a great way for you hang out with people similar to you. You'll find common interests. So maybe people didn't know that I spend my day with algorithmic box and grids and trading. So that's usually on the left side here of the screen. So you find like-minded people on interests that you're used to. It still roams around Web3 and gaming, broadly technology, and initially we do have a bias towards the Gala ecosystem. So some creators, artists from Gala are there, but also content creators. You'll find them there. And the idea is, how do we bring all of this together in a cohesive platform that lets them get discovered more and express themselves? Now, what's in it for the creator? I think, the first one I've explained here is discoverability, right? So that's really the first step. You can have all your links, your profile, you can have your bio. And if you are on Spotify, through the Spotify API, we pull your most popular music. I think we pull the top 6. If you're on YouTube, you give us your YouTube channel ID, and we pull the latest videos. Now, we've made some enhancements on the platform so that content is also discoverable on the home pages. You'll see some carousels so you can see and scroll through that content. So for Spotify, you just hit play and you can play the music. It's a Spotify embed that actually Spotify provides. If you want to engage more with music, you actually go to Spotify and continue your journey there. For YouTube, it's also an embed, so you can watch the video. So that's really the initial step, discoverability. Now, as creators, deeper and establish a relationship a bit more with the platform, they can also create their store items. So store items are really an NFT collection. It's an 1155 contract. Every creator has their own separate 1155 contract. So that's how we manage, all the payments in one place, which is really great. So a lot of work for us on the platform, but it's really great in terms of engineering and processing. If you want to go even further, we have scopes. So scopes is a way for a fan to join as a membership into a creator community. The scope has 3 tiers: bronze, silver, and gold. And they allow the fan to complete quests. Now, we're still working on some of those quests but really you should think of quests as coordinated activities that earn you XP on the platform, and that XP can be converted into a creator token. So what is a quest, you ask? Well, that's where I think it gets really interesting, and where we try to sort of push the boundary here is a quest could be attributed for following somebody on YouTube, following a channel on YouTube, following a creator, an artist on Spotify. So all of a sudden we have communities building around creators on Fanscope, and we can coordinate behaviors through points, XP, on what that community is doing. So in the future, we would like to have a lot more of these quests by listening tracks, by liking songs, by adding songs to playlists. As we integrate more and more with, you don't want to get too technical at this stage, but APIs through various platforms, we can really deliver coordination of community to help the creator grow. And we help the creator grow in the platforms where they're already in. That's really important. So we're a hub. So that's Scopes. And together, all these elements, I think, create a really great home so that, creators can continue their journey for growth.
What I'm hearing is you're kind of wanting to be a connector. You want everybody to connect to each other in multiple ways. And it sounds like creators connecting with each other just as much as fans coming in and connecting with each other and creators. So I'm hearing a little bit of Twitter, some OpenSea, being a payment processor and a store. I mean, I see a whole lot of stuff here.
Yeah, there's a lot of features that we added. We have been building pretty
since 2015.
No, I think the project was dormant for quite some time until April this year. April this year, we got together with a few people. We're a really small team. We're 3 at the moment. We're 3 people getting on calls, late for me, early for them in the US, and really, talking. How do we make this cool? Like, what can we do for the creator? Like we talk about price, economy, features, but you're right in a sense that there's a lot there. It started maybe a bit more simple, but we've been building a lot.
You have been mentioned multiple times already, token creator and the fan token. How's that work? And I was reading your white paper, and it says that creator has and receive their own tokens.
For the economy, I think we need to start from the beginning. First, the creator token is optional. If you are a creator, you'd like your token, we can create it for you. That's an optional feature. The broader platform, I usually explain it as there's 2 layers. There's a layer of creator and fan, and there's a layer of everybody relationship with the platform. So at the platform level, we have the fans token. That's the one that you can purchase with USDC and get a bunch of fans, right? And then we have set up liquidity pools so that the fans tokens can be converted to any creator token. But the liquidity pools also give us the ability for any creator token to be exchanged with any other creator token. And then the creator tokens can be used to purchase scopes. And then with the scopes, you get the quests, and then you get back some creator tokens. And obviously, the more we gamify and get both the fan and the creator engaged, the more we provide utility to the creator token and also the fans token through the platform.
Creator can have their own tokens, and I believe this is in order to support the specific creator that people choose. So if I go to the Fanscope platform and I have a favorite person in there, and I go and I use it, review his stuff, his profile, watch his videos, enjoy his music, and also he can have his own token, what I can actually use his tokens in order to purchase stuff from him as well, right? Is that
That's exactly right.
Right. So, but this way, it doesn't take some you as from the point of view of utility. This doesn't take some utility from the actual main token of the platform, which is fan tokens, or not?
No, I think both utilities are complementary. So the fan token would be at the platform level, and the creator token at the creator. And something very important we do is that every creator token is created the same. So same maximum supply, 88 million, and exactly the same liquidity pool ratio. When we set up fans and creator token, it's exactly the same. So we create all creator tokens equal. Now, this doesn't happen in the real world. Every project creates their own token however they want, right? So they set an initial supply and they mint. They set a maximum supply and they do all sorts of things in between with distributions and so on. I think it's really important on Fanscope that the token is created the same for all the creators. And then it's a matter of the creators that grow the most. It's we drew we had the Olympics recently, so we drew a starting line. Everybody starts at the same point, and then it's off to the races.
My question revolves around that system. People who enjoy music, about 5% of them are into crypto. You're kind of excluding about 95% of a person's fans who don't want to interact on that token side, or might not understand it, or whatever the case may be. Is there going to be a way that people can just use credit cards or regular payments? Is that integrated in? Or are people going to be forced to try and use the token system?
Great question. I think music is available already in so many platforms. So I don't think we should look at building another Coliseum for arena for music. We should actually partner or collaborate with existing projects. That's why YouTube, Spotify, and other platforms are really important to us. The content is already there. They have all the music that you can possibly imagine. Let's partner rather than build our own sandbox. Fanscope is going to be so easy to use that you won't need a wallet. In fact, we just completed Google login and Discord login, so you can go in directly without MetaMask or prior to that having a wallet. So you just authenticate with Google or Discord. Now that gives you what we call a platform wallet. So it's a wallet that is linked to that platform you logged in with. So then you can say Fanscope really becomes like any points that you have on a loyalty card, Amazon or so we want to remove the complexity from the token from a technology perspective, right? But from a quantity and managing quantities of a certain asset, I think many people are used to do that. We do it every day. I would also just add to that I think creators and perhaps music has a need to evolve into all things that make the internet. I think a creator can music specifically should go beyond just making music, right? So there's all sorts of merch. There's also avenues where they can monetize their brand, and I think that's the really big message here. How do you monetize your brand online? And Fanscope can help you with that.
So how about your initial marketing push? Where are you planning to market Fanscope? Like, what demographic are you looking to market to? How are you going to push this message out to attract volumes of people to the platform from the fan side or the customer side?
I think it starts with getting the word out there and joining kind invitations to join podcasts like we are doing today. We're self-funded, so you're not going to see a billboard takeover or a massive push. So really, the growth initially is going to be organic. Now you might start seeing a lot of tweets on Twitter. We're obviously good in tech, so we can automate with artificial intelligence and so on a lot of messaging that we pull out. I think we want to be really measured with the marketing plan and grow organically. So it starts with talking more about what we're doing, because I think we can get better at doing that. More educational content. We launched a blog recently, so there's 6 articles in there that really explain a lot of the things I'm talking about today, and then just organic growth. So we're going to take it step by step until we see that we have a better way to extend our reach.
I'd like to hear more about how you're using the blockchain for this. Are you actually recording a lot of this information? I know you're doing the NFTs, but are you actually recording more information on the blockchain, like users' account information and stuff?
Not user accounts, but really we use the blockchain for all of our contracts, like smart contracts. So all the tokens, would be ERC20s, and they are standard contracts, and we use Polygon for the blockchain. So all that information, where how many tokens we minted, where they are against each wallet, the transfers, the reward pools, the liquidity pools, all of that will be on the blockchain. Same for unique NFTs. All the NFTs in there are 721s, and they're also on the blockchain. So you can see the holders and how many they have, which ones are staked and which ones are not. Same for store items. We basically deploy a lot of contracts. So that's what we have been up to lately is the automation of that contract setup for a creator. So you would have, if you have a token, you have an ERC20 that needs to be deployed. If you have a store items, that's another contract, and we need to put the metadata in there. So all of that builds technology around the creator. We used to call them nodes, those creator profiles, because the node is kind of the central hub, and it has compute and is doing all sorts of things. I think as we add more features to the creator pages or nodes, I think you really start seeing that there's a lot of tech under the hood that is running that page.
You'd mentioned a little bit earlier that at the beginning you're going to help them create the profile, you're going to help them get going. What kind of ongoing support can creators expect? Are you going to be promoting them in some way? Is there going to, or is this like totally up to the creator? They do all of their own things. You're just providing a place for them to do it.
They get a lot of support from us, and all the way from the platform itself. So we took the decision to take it upon us to set up the creator profiles, because we wanted to create, improve where we can, images, content, make sure we put all the links, make really those pages as complete as possible. Of course, as you start doing that, people send you a profile when they sign up, and by the time you're creating that profile, they want to change everything again. So they're definitely getting a lot of support. Now, beyond that, I would say in the white paper, we talk about support for emerging artists. That's something we would like to do in the long term. So having a pool or an allocation or communities that are big enough but still small enough that there's room for growth, and we see how we can help them with Fanscope. The other things you can expect from Fanscope helping you is all that work on social media. So my background is in CRM, marketing automation, obviously data, and now with AI, there's a lot of really interesting things we can do. Support from Fanscope to promote your creator content on social media in an automated and scalable way.
Why wouldn't a creator then just create their own website to promote their own stuff and then hire you to help them do a little marketing? I'm having a hard time understanding what the benefits to the creator are.
If we look around existing creators, and we're talking about, emerging artists and influencers. It's a lot of work to run a community like Faz, right?
Why go on Fanscope if I can just pay you $500 to do it?
So I think every creator would want to have more reach, more discoverability, and more subscribers, right? So we think the quests are really interesting in a way to coordinate the efforts of a community towards a specific goal, which is growing your YouTube channel. And that coordination can happen at the fan level, so personal, individual contribution through the quests and interactions with your touch points, or it could also be an entire community rewarded because all your fans on Fanscope follow you on YouTube, and that should reward them. So it's those things that we're looking at. Now, beyond some creators will have spent the time creating a website. I'm not sure if they all spend the time to maintain that website, to continue adding content, to continue, because all of that takes time at work. Nowadays,
oh, I know.
things get more and more complex in terms of publishing content online, organizing your marketing. Email marketing is another big one that, we want to see if we can help. But we're building tools to help creators manage,
Okay.
relationship management towards their audiences. So it's true.
That
Some
helps.
of them are, but I don't know any creator that would not want to be more discovered, grow their audience, and do it in a rewarding and gamified way for their community.
So the big picture I see here, based on what you just say, is Fansco will be developing some tools that in the future will continue supporting and to these creators to actually be out there in that platform, to grow, to create more stuff, to be able to creators can be actually be in Fanscope, and when they're not there, basically Fanscope is still developing and helping them to grow their community, their content and stuff like that, right?
Absolutely.
If I'm understanding well. Okay, that's a cool feature. It's a cool feature because what creators want, and I think, and it's difficult. You just say that creators have to spend a huge amount of time of their time life sitting in a computer and getting all these things done. Fansco, it will help these creators to basically giving some free time to them and they can enjoy life, and then Fansco will continue developing all with support different tools, and I'm guessing you continue working in Fansco and give all these innovations to creators, which is cool because being to be honest, I've been in different platforms, Kick, Twitter. Yes, these platforms they give you a difference in crazy tools that you might have and you find in their platform. But at the end of the day, if the creator don't go ahead and click on those tools and actually do something about it, their content just gonna stay there and is not gonna go anywhere. I think it's a cool feature you're creating here as far that as long you give that power to the creators to have the ability to have some free time in their life and their contents could continue running basically.
Yeah, we can't ask of creators today to be an entire team, in one person. You can't be the digital guy, the marketing guy, the DevOps guy, the blockchain guy, the security guy, and so on. So we want creators to spend more time creating beyond the assets they already have, their music, for example, engaging more with fans, directly. Maybe in a format that looks like a podcast. That would be great if, creators could start doing that. Playing live music, that's another one. The internet is not great right now for live music. There's all sorts of issues with, buffering, the quality of the sound, but we're going to get there. We're going to get there, and it's going to get better. So we want creators to continue creating, and we want to remove that load from them and take it upon ourselves to help with their digital experience.
I think one of the things that basically the idea that what I think, if I'm not mistaken, that Titan was trying to say is that, well, actually, Fanscope will have their own marketing ways to continue pushing and promoting these creators. Will Fanscope will continue providing that marketing even if the creators don't do their part?
Yeah, not sure what you mean by don't do their part. I think as we have more creator on platform, it gives us access to more content that we can aggregate. And a lot of that can be automated into a drip feed campaign for all of your videos, a drip feed campaign of all your blogs, summarization of that content into a drip campaign again, or snack bite content. So we see a world where, and if you have some ideas, I'm more than happy to listen to them. We are looking for ways to do more and more automation with the content and the data that we start seeing across the various creators.
I'm going to assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the creators will be paying for that service in some way through that commission that you talked about. The fans that are there are going to receive tokens for their quests and all this, all the other things that they do on the regular basis. Where is that funding coming from? Is there a simple way for you to explain how the creators get funded, how they pay for things, and how the fans, how does that all work in a simple way?
It's actually really, really complicated. But let me try and simplify it. A creator, wants to sell something and receive the money instantly. Denominated in a form of assets, perhaps a stable coin, that is really easy for them to understand how much it's worth. So we think the store items should be in a stable coin.
Okay.
So that when a creator sells a store item, a collectible, it could be a piece of music, it could be gated content to a live video. All of this content, we believe, has to be sold in USDC. There's going to be, I believe, a percentage that will go back to the creator. It's in the range of 80%, I think, in the white paper. 20 should go to the Fanscope ecosystem. So backing the value of the tokens in the ecosystem. That's also really important. So if you spend $10 on Fanscope at a creator store, you're giving 8 to the creator instantly, and you're giving 2 to the Fanscope economy, which is added to the liquidity pools. So I start from the store items because that's really important. We understand, creators understand stable coins and they want to receive value for what they sell. Everything else out of that is token based. So the scopes for a creator purchased with creator tokens. The fanatics, which is the platform NFT, they're purchased with USDC. Now, the fanatics are really special. They provide the owner a stream of fans token. And those fans tokens are, like I explained before, the gateway to everything in Fanscope. So it can be exchanged to all the creator tokens and also access the scopes. So we have, one part of the platform which is stablecoin based for the store items, and everything else related to fans and creator tokens, where it's really the engagement between platform, creator, and fan, that's going to be tokenized. You would need to get into, all the details in the white paper to understand how that tokenization works. But in principle, it's similar to what I explained for the store items. If you purchase something, so you bring liquidity, you bring stable coin to Fanscope, 80% is going to the creator, 20% is added value to the economy. We don't take it as platform revenue, for example. We take it to be added to the economy. And over time, we want to provide, obviously, value to the tokens in circulation by bringing that liquidity. That's how some of the tokens will start having a value, but also provide utility through more and more gamification and perhaps features for both the fan and the creator.
If I wanted to do a drip campaign, I got my $8 that cut from selling a limited edition FazRadio interview, and I wanted to do a drip marketing campaign. I would have to use the fan token to pay the platform to have that happen in the background. Am I understanding that right?
No, not exactly. So if you sell a collectible on your store, you will get USDC.
But if you're providing that marketing, and you said I have to pay for that back end support, how do I do that?
So that we haven't. There's no reference of that in the white paper yet. I don't think we have a good enough understanding of how that looks like in terms of accessing, marketing services.
Right.
I like where you're going with this actually. So giving more utility to the platform token so that you can enable, for example, a marketing campaign on your profile. You could spend, and I say could because it's not part of what's possible today, but I like where you're going with it. But you could spend some fans tokens and have your profile and content featured in the feed of Fanscope, for example. Mm-hmm. We work for you on, like you said, a campaign on social media, and because we have access to your content through the various channels, maybe we can automate a lot of that. So you're absolutely right where you're going with this. We're just not there yet.
And so let's take it on the other side. Zorro goes out and he tells Lava, and he says, you know what? FazRadio made a fantastic video with the creator of Fanscope. And Lava gets all excited, and he goes and he buys 10,000 FazRadio tokens. How is that revenue distributed?
So in order to buy Faz tokens, you need fans token.
Right. You have to convert it.
Yes. And in order to get fans token, you need to bring liquidity, most likely a stable coin.
Right.
Okay.
So the fan would take the USDC, turn it into fan token. Yeah. I get 80% of that, and you get 20% of that, and then Lava gets 10,000 tokens, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Lava decides to spend those tokens. If the store is only in USDC, now Lava has these 10,000 Faz tokens. He has to go convert them again to USDC to spend them back in the store again?
So the creator, in that case, receives creator tokens. If the fan wants to buy in the store, they're spending USDC. They're not spending creator tokens.
Well, that's where I'm lost, because I don't understand what somebody would do with the creator tokens then.
The creator tokens is for loyalty to the creator and the fan in their community. And the creator token is used to purchase scopes. And scopes is the gateway to earning through quests on Fanscope.
Okay, so they have the chance to earn more creator tokens by doing the quests, which is pushing the marketing. If we say, promote FazRadio on Twitter, you get 100 creator tokens or something along those lines.
Exactly.
So it gives them the ability to earn that way. And then they're able, with that liquidity pool, that's providing the underlying value for that creator token, which at that point they can turn those earnings into USDC or anything that they want.
Correct.
Now I'm understanding it.
You think it could be another way to done this in the future in a more easy way or not?
Look, we like pivoting. We like, getting feedback and maybe we'll have some features that we test with certain communities and users. The mission doesn't change about discoverability and about providing software that helps creators do more stuff of the complicated stuff and earn a living online. Yeah, I think there's going to be space for experimentation, and things that don't work, we're just going to have to cut them.
This is my concern with this. I know crypto very well, and I was really confused. My wife, she's not into crypto at all. She's a ghost hunter, and her life is all about music. And to get her to be a fan and to join Fanscope, there's such a learning curve here that I don't think she would do it, because it's really complicated and she wouldn't understand what she's doing. That's where why I tried to drill it down and asked for simple, because if it's too much work and there's too much friction for people do not like friction. They do not like 5 steps to get this and 10 steps to get that. They just want to be able to go somewhere and do something and be done with it. Just like the TikToks, right? With the scrolling, they're constantly scrolling. Long form is tougher to do now. Even this interview, right? There's not going to be a lot of people that watch the whole time that we record here. In this fast-paced society where everybody wants something quick and easy, how does Fanscope fit that paradigm?
There's a lot of really good points there. We do like, consuming content on YouTube, and we forget easily the days of the first time that you installed the YouTube app on your phone. Like it was
Right.
exactly the same. Like that was difficult. You had to find the app in the store and install it and log in and do all the steps. Now that you've done all those steps, the actual consuming the content, you're right, it's really easy. I don't know any project out there that doesn't require that initial step to get started. Same with trading. You open an account, you sign up, KYC, you do your verification. Okay, your transfers and so on. Okay, you're ready to go. Now you can do the fun stuff. But there's always going to be a learning curve. I think, nowadays a lot of systems can be accessed through your Google account. You authenticate to Google and it opens the door to a lot of systems today. That's why we launched the authentication via Google that gives you a platform wallet. And we also support Discord. So really logging in shouldn't feel any different from any platform that you're used to today. I would add to that if you want to top up your Fanscope account with Fans tokens, you can use your card. It goes through a Stripe payment. There's fees. It's not our fees. It's the fees of the service. But Stripe has a way to convert your card payment into Fans tokens. So you'll receive the Fans tokens in your platform wallet, and you can pay with your card exactly like a checkout e-commerce. So we think that's also within the realm of easy enough. After that, you're absolutely right. There's things we can look at to simplify further, like gasless transactions. So these are transactions that we sponsor from the platform. Polygon is very cheap for transactions. So we could pay the transactions on behalf of the entire Fanscope platform, or at least to a certain level. So it would become just, click and approve and confirm, the transactions to do everything on Fanscope.
We started FazRadio surrounded with the Gala ecosystem. That's where we grew out of. A lot of people would come to the Discord and they were completely lost. They wanted to participate, but that learning curve was crazy. Even our casts that we made were over people's heads when we were talking about what was basic to us because we're immersed in the system. And so I do think but you have to go to kind of lowest common denominator. You have to dumb it down so that the user experience is simple, quick, and easy. And on the back end is where all the complication takes place, and that's where all the experts do their thing. But it has to be along the lines of Apple. It has to be simple, it has to be beautiful, and it has to just work. That's the reason Apple became so popular, because their platform is, when you dig into the technicals and what they can offer and everything else, they're light years behind even the Google ecosystem and some of the other ones from a technology standpoint, because they handle all that on the back. The user just looks at something beautiful and it's easy to do whatever it is they want to do. We know Gala Music is not as successful as any of us thought it would be. And that learning curve, I think, is a big part of why. So I would hope that Fanscope would make this super easy for creators who maybe aren't crypto friendly, would make it super easy for the users who come on board to be able to simply, quickly, and easily do the things that they need to do. Creators would love to have some support if they want it, but they would also like that full control if they found somebody who could manage that account, or they use the abilities within the tools that you build within it to easily get done. Drip marketing campaign on the front page of Fanscope that includes 2 tweets from Fanscope. Push here and it brings up where you put in 10 fan tokens and it's done. Would be a huge thing. It's beautiful, it's simple, it's easy, everybody's on the same page. I think that's where Fanscope could set itself apart, is removing that complexity.
You know what you said. By the way, we're looking for a CMO. I think I hope the rest of the team listens to what you said there, because that's exactly where we want to be. Fully appreciate we have some work ahead, but the little use case you described there of spending some fans token to create a campaign, and that goes out through all of our channels, through tools that we have developed, and it's really easy, is certainly within reach. In fact, last night I was working on Become a Creator page, which would allow even a fan to become a creator and start having their own page. There's a lot of people on Discord that would be ready to make a jump from a fan to a creator and maybe start a small channel and have more people listening to what they have to say. Right down our alley. It's got to be easier. I wish I had a bit more time to spend on that side of things, because the heavy lifting is where it's happening now, but definitely that's where we want to be. Simple.
Mr. Zorro, I've been hogging this conversation. Do you have a question or two?
And I was looking in reviewing your white paper, and I see that most of the stuff that is in your white paper is completely done. Actually, everything is complete. And this is, this is good, because if you look into the other projects out there, white paper is a thing that will never be complete. And I'm quite impressed with yours, because it's actually complete. Everything that you put in your white paper is actually already in Fanscope website. The only thing I think, I'm not sure about this, but the gamification of rewards. Is this something that is still going on, or are you still working on it?
Yeah, so the team will be really happy to hear that. So we had a lot of discussions about what goes into a white paper, and how much should we promise, and how much should be available, and we decided to release the white paper, and that's the beginning of the conversation. We need to do a lot more with blog content, and we need to do a lot more with perhaps tutorials and videos, and perhaps have a forum where we can start engaging in a more coordinated way. It's still really early. I just want people to know that we are about to launch soft launch, if you will. Everything works, everything's there. What we say in the white paper is what is implemented right now on fanscope.xyz. Now, to your point of quests, I don't know if you know a platform called Zilli. Initially, I thought we could easily integrate with Zilli, and this is great. We can integrate with every platform and track, actions like following somebody on Twitter and retweeting and liking a video on YouTube. Bottom line, I found that Zilli was actually really manual. You have to write all the automation around this automation of tasks. So in a way, I ended up writing my own little Zilli that connects to other platforms, right? So when you are on Fanscope, you can create connect your third-party accounts, linked accounts. So you can connect to your Spotify account, you can connect to your Google account, YouTube. And that allows us to pull information on your favorite music, of your channels that you subscribe to. Now, those platforms integration, they require verification. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So YouTube, Google is verified. I had a beautiful email from Google developer, OA, OAuth validator, whatever, saying you're approved. Great. It took a month. Okay. Spotify was submitted also early September. I haven't heard back. So you're relying on other companies to give you authorization and access there. So we are deploying the quests and the rewards associated to the quests as we integrate those platforms. It's going to take time, but I do want to release something around quests really soon, and I think YouTube is going to be very soon. It's almost ready.
Okay, good to know.
I appreciate you taking the time. Coordinating this was tough. I know. I really appreciate it. What would you like to leave the viewers of this show with as your thoughts on what to expect in the next few months coming from Fanscope?
So I would love, Fanscope to help creators get discovered. I really think that's the main goal. I have a lot of spare time, and I love building things. I work on many projects at the same time. I just like it that way. Sometimes for clients, sometimes for personal. But I would love to, speak to more creators, understand their use cases, where they are in their journey, and how Fanscope can help grow. I would love to have a conversation around how do we make it simpler to onboard, and where are the friction and points. I would say we're super early. Like, we put things live, we understand it's slowly getting traction. We're going to tune it, and we're going to get it right, even if it means reducing some functionality and really focusing on the biggest features. I would encourage you to come and check out fanscope.xyz. You can have a look at the creators that are already there. You can explore their content. It's really easy to reach out to us if you want your profile created on Fanscope. It will take us a few days to create it, and soon you'll be able to create it directly by yourself. It still requires an approval on our side just to turn it on, but it will be really easy. I think when I look back at some of the best times around content is when I started engaging with people that like similar music, or I found out that they had certain passion for technology or cryptocurrency or education material. And I think the conversation really starts there. Beyond the content, the music that is created, it's about creating a connection with these people. I'm willing to go all the way for this, all the way to making Fanscope open source and letting people create features, something we haven't thought about that they think is really cool. Yeah, I'm happy to go all the way. But I think really just take it to simplify how and disintermediate how people engage with their audiences. There's a lot that can be done in that space. I believe it can be done cheaply and at scale. We don't need to raise millions of dollars and sell nodes and all that complicated stuff. All the technologies there available, smart contracts, integration, authentication. We actually have one project that has approached us to develop their NFT collection. I think it's going to be 4 or 5 different NFTs. They're in the film industry, so they want to combine the NFT with a ticket or credit to the movie. So that's really interesting. The less I talk about how Fanscope works, the better. The more we talk about, how we're going to help you engage with your fans in a way that helps you do more of what you love doing, which is creating your content. That's really what we're here for.
So you've heard it straight from Hotto, the developer behind Fanscope.xyz. If you're a creator or you're even a fan at this point, get a hold of them at their website. They'll walk you through the whole process of onboarding and show you what's available. Mr. Hotto, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And I'm sure we'll be talking in the future. We definitely want to have you back after a couple of months so that we can talk about the progress that you've made. Thank you.
It's really great for having me. I don't do a lot of these. It's actually the first one. So thank you, FazRadio for having me. I'm a little bit shy. I'm a little bit introvert. That's how it goes. But
I think you're doing something very positive that is gonna help the creators. You're giving something to the community that's excellent, and you are thinking in provide those tools. And that's part of the innovation, that you empowerment people and creators to do all these things that are amazing. And thank you for that. And I like it. I love it. So
the team will be happy to hear that. Thank you so much.
thank you.